Most people throw away hundreds of dollars worth of food every year. Not the food they eat, but the parts they toss in the trash. But here's what most people don't know. Those kitchen scraps can become an endless supply of fresh vegetables without spending a single dollar on seeds or soil. In this video, I'm sharing 10 crops you can regrow completely free from things you'd normally throw away, and some of them start producing food in just 7 days. If you're someone who wants to save money, eat healthier, and feel more self-sufficient without complicated gardening, this channel is for you. I post calm, practical ideas like this every week, and subscribing means you won't have to search for simple solutions again. They'll just show up. I'm really glad you found your way here. Let's start. Crop 1. Green onions. Green onions are the perfect first crop because they solve a quiet problem most people live with every day, buying fresh herbs over and over, only to watch half of them go bad, without adding any pressure or complexity. The reason this works is simple. It respects how real life actually functions. Green onions naturally want to regrow. You're just giving them water and light. It doesn't depend on gardening skills, perfect timing, or starting over. It works even when you forget about it for a few days, which is why it lasts. To start, all you need is the white root ends of green onions you already bought, the part you normally throw away. If you have a glass and tap water, you're ready. What you're doing is simply placing the roots in about an inch of water on a sunny windowsill. No soil, no optimizing, no overthinking. To keep it going, focus on just one thing. Change the water every 3 to 4 days. That's enough. They'll regrow in 7 to 10 days. Over time, this doesn't just save you money on green onions. It changes how your kitchen feels. Less waste, more self-sufficiency. A little more calm knowing you have fresh herbs whenever you need them. A small thing that makes this easier is cutting the green parts at 2 inches high instead of all the way down. You don't need to, but it helps them regrow faster and stronger. You can keep the same roots growing for months, just harvesting what you need and letting them grow back. One bunch of green onions from the store can turn into an endless supply. You'll never need to buy them again. Most people are shocked at how fast these grow. Within the first week, you'll see bright green shoots emerging from the center. By week 2, you'll be cutting fresh green onions for your meals. The best part is that green onions are incredibly forgiving. If you forget to change the water for a week, they'll still be fine. If the water gets cloudy, just rinse the roots and add fresh water. They keep growing through mistakes, which makes them perfect for beginners who think they can't grow anything. This is proof that you can. 1 windowsill, 1 glass, 1 week, and you have fresh food growing in your home. That's the power of working with what you already have, instead of thinking you need to buy more. Green onions show you that abundance doesn't require money or expertise. It just requires paying attention to what you'd normally waste. Crop 2. Lettuce and romaine. Lettuce matters because it solves the expensive problem of buying fresh salad greens every week and watching half wilt in the fridge without any special equipment. Most Americans spend over $1,500 a year on groceries they end up throwing away. Lettuce is one of the biggest culprits, but when you regrow it yourself, that cycle stops. The reason this works is that lettuce stumps have dormant growth cells that activate with water and light. Nature designed them to survive and regrow. You're just creating the right conditions. You're not forcing anything. You're allowing what's already there to emerge. To start, all you need is the base of a romaine lettuce head, about 2 inches from the bottom. If you have a shallow dish, you're ready. What you're doing is simply placing the stump in ½ an inch of water in bright, indirect light. No digging, no fertilizer, just water and sunlight. The lettuce knows what to do from there. To keep it going, focus on one thing. Mist the leaves lightly each day and change the water every 2 days. That's it. No complicated routine, no measuring, just those 2 small actions. Over time, this doesn't just give you free salad, it creates a living kitchen garden on your counter. More freshness, less grocery trips, a quiet sense of accomplishment every time you look at it. You're watching food grow in real time, which changes your relationship with eating. A small thing that helps is using filtered water instead of tap if yours is heavily chlorinated. You don't need it, but it speeds up growth. Within 3 to 5 days, you'll see new leaves forming from the center of the stump. By week 2, you'll have enough baby lettuce to add to a sandwich or small salad. You won't get a full head of lettuce like in the store, but you'll get continuous harvests of tender, fresh leaves that taste better than anything you can buy. The flavor is crisp and clean because it's literally hours fresh, not days old from shipping and storage. The emotional shift this creates is bigger than the food itself. You stop seeing kitchen scraps as trash. You start seeing them as potential. Every time you make a salad, instead of throwing away the end, you put it in water and watch it come back to life. That simple act trains your brain to think differently about waste, about abundance, about what's possible with what you already have. Lettuce teaches you that life keeps giving when you create the conditions for growth. All it needed was water, light, and your attention. That's a lesson worth more than any grocery bill. Crop 3. Celery. Celery is powerful because it solves the frustration of expensive produce that goes bad quickly while giving you something beautiful to watch grow. A bunch of celery costs $4 to $6 in most US stores, and if you don't use it within a week, it goes limp and flavorless. But one celery base can regrow for months, giving you continuous harvests without spending another dollar. The reason celery regrows is simple. The heart contains all the genetic instructions to produce new stalks. You're just reactivating what's already there, not creating something from scratch. This isn't magic, it's biology working the way it's designed to. To start, all you need is the bottom 2 inches of a celery bunch, the part with the root base. If you have a bowl and sunlight, you're ready. What you're doing is placing it cut side up in a shallow bowl of water, then leaving it in a sunny spot for 5 to 7 days. No special care needed, just let it sit. To keep it going, change the water every other day. When roots appear and the center starts growing, which takes about a week, you can move it to soil or keep it in water. Both work. Soil makes it grow bigger and faster. Water is easier if you don't have pots or dirt. Over time, this doesn't just save money. It creates a sense of connection to your food, less dependence on stores, more control, a little more peace knowing you can grow food yourself, even in an apartment with no yard. If you transplant to soil after roots form, it grows faster and bigger. You don't have to, but it's worth trying if you have a small pot. The transition from water to soil is simple. Just make a hole, place the rooted base in, cover with soil and water. Within weeks, you'll have new stalks growing from the center. What makes celery special is how visible the progress is. Every few days, you'll notice the center leaves getting taller and greener. By week 2, small stalks start forming. By week 4, you have baby celery stalks you can harvest and use. The flavor is milder than store-bought celery, but it's perfect for soups, stews, and cooking. The leaves are edible too, and taste like a combination of celery and parsley. Nothing goes to waste. Watching celery regrow changes how you see food. You realize that what you thought was garbage was actually alive, still holding the potential to feed you again. That shift in perspective is what this whole video is about. It's not just about free vegetables. It's about seeing abundance where you once saw waste. It's about realizing that with a little attention and patience, you can create food security in your own home without spending more money or needing land. Celery proves that anyone, anywhere can grow food. All you need is a windowsill, a bowl, and the willingness to try. If this is helpful so far, give it a like. It tells YouTube to share this with people who need it. And I'm curious, which one have you tried before? Or which one feels the most realistic to start with? Drop it in the comments. I actually read them, and I love hearing what's working for people. Also, if you're getting value from this, consider subscribing. This channel is about practical ways to live better without spending more, and there's a lot more coming. Crop 4. Potatoes. Potatoes solve a quiet problem many people face, spending money on staple foods when you could grow them almost endlessly from scraps. Americans eat over 100 pounds of potatoes per person every year. That's a lot of money spent on something you can grow for free. The reason this works is that potatoes naturally sprout eyes that become new plants. Each eye is a potential potato plant. You're using biology that's already happening in your pantry. If you've ever forgotten about potatoes and found them sprouting in your cupboard, you've already seen this process begin. You're just channeling it intentionally. To start, all you need is an old potato with eyes, the small sprouts that form when potatoes sit too long. If you have a container with soil or even a bag of dirt, you're ready. What you're doing is cutting the potato into pieces with at least one eye per piece. Let them dry for a day so the cuts seal and don't rot, then plant them 4 inches deep in soil. No special technique required. Just dig a hole, drop them in, cover with dirt. Water when the soil feels dry. Keep them in indirect light initially until shoots appear, then move them to brighter light. In 2 to 3 months, you'll have multiple potatoes from one scrap. Over time, this doesn't just multiply your food. It changes your relationship with groceries. More abundance, less waste. Real food security. You're not dependent on stores or supply chains. You're creating your own supply. One potato can produce 5 to 10 new potatoes. Those 10 can produce 50. 50 can produce 250. The multiplication happens naturally. You're just providing the space and basic care. The best part about potatoes is that they grow in almost anything. You don't need a garden. People grow them in buckets, bags, old tires, even laundry baskets. As long as there's soil and drainage, potatoes will grow. The process is incredibly forgiving. If you forget to water for a few days, they'll survive. If the soil isn't perfect, they'll adapt. Potatoes evolved to grow in harsh conditions in the Andes Mountains. Your kitchen container is luxury compared to that. You can grow them indoors or outdoors, in spring or fall, in sun or partial shade. They're one of the most flexible crops for beginners because they don't demand perfection, they just need the basics. When it's time to harvest, you'll know because the plants start to yellow and die back. That's the signal that potatoes are ready underground. Dig gently around the base and you'll find multiple potatoes clustered around where you planted the original piece. It feels like finding treasure. Each harvest gives you more than you started with, and you can save some of those potatoes to plant again, creating a cycle that never ends. This is how people used to live before supermarkets, growing food that reproduces itself year after year. You're tapping into thousands of years of human knowledge about how to create abundance from almost nothing. Potatoes teach you that wealth isn't just money, it's the ability to create what you need. Crop 5. Garlic. Garlic matters because it's expensive in stores, lasts forever when growing, and literally multiplies itself without any effort. A head of garlic costs $2 to $4 in most U.S. grocery stores, but one head of garlic can become 10 heads. Those 10 can become 100. 100 can become 1,000. The multiplication is exponential, and it happens naturally. Each clove contains everything needed to become a full head of garlic with 6 to 10 new cloves. You're just giving it soil and time. That's the only investment required. To start, separate one head of garlic into individual cloves. Don't peel them. The papery skin protects them as they grow. If you have a pot with drainage holes, you're ready. What you're doing is planting each clove 2 inches deep, pointy end up 4 inches apart. The spacing matters because each clove needs room to expand into a full head. Water lightly after planting, then once a week after that. Garlic doesn't like wet feet, so less water is better than more. Keep the pot in a sunny spot and wait. In 2 to 3 weeks, green shoots will emerge. Those shoots are edible and taste like mild garlic chives. You can trim and eat them, or let them grow into full bulbs in 8 to 10 months. Over time, this creates perpetual garlic. One purchase becomes years of harvests. More flavor, less shopping, true self-sufficiency. You'll never run out of garlic again. Even better, homegrown garlic tastes stronger and fresher than store-bought because it hasn't been sitting in storage for months. The cloves are plumper, juicier, more aromatic. Once you taste the difference, you won't want to go back. A small tip that makes this easier is planting garlic in the fall for a summer harvest, or in early spring for a fall harvest. Garlic likes a cold period to develop properly, so winter planting works best in most climates. You don't have to follow that, but it produces bigger bulbs. The beauty of garlic is that it requires almost no maintenance. You plant it, water it occasionally, and forget about it. Months later, when the leaves turn yellow, you dig it up and find a full head of garlic where you planted 1 clove. It's one of the most rewarding crops because the return is so much greater than the effort. You put in 10 minutes of work and get months of fresh garlic. That's the kind of ratio that makes growing food feel possible, even for busy people. Garlic also stores incredibly well. After harvesting, you can cure it by hanging the bulbs in a dry, airy place for 2 to 3 weeks. Once cured, garlic lasts 6 to 12 months at room temperature. That means one growing season can supply you with garlic for an entire year. And every year you save a few bulbs to replant, keeping the cycle going. This is food independence. This is what it means to opt out of the system that keeps you dependent on buying the same things over and over. Garlic shows you that abundance isn't about having more money, it's about understanding how things grow and working with that knowledge. Bonus tip: tomatoes. Here's something most people miss, and it matters more than any other crop on this list. Instead of buying tomato seeds, save seeds from any tomato you buy at the store. One tomato has 50 to 200 seeds. Each plant produces 10 to 30 tomatoes. That's 500 to 6,000 tomatoes from one original tomato that cost $1. The math is almost absurd. You're turning $1 into hundreds of pounds of food. Plant them in spring after the last frost, and you'll have more tomatoes than you can eat without spending anything. The process is simple. Cut a tomato in half, squeeze the seeds and gel into a small container, add a little water, and let it sit for 2 to 3 days. This ferments the gel coating, which actually prevents seeds from sprouting. After fermentation, the good seeds sink to the bottom and the bad ones float. Pour off the floaters, rinse the good seeds, and let them dry on a paper towel for a week. Once dry, they can be stored in an envelope for up to 5 years. When you're ready to plant, just press them into moist soil, cover lightly, and keep them warm. In 1 to 2 weeks, seedlings emerge. Tomatoes are one of the highest value crops you can grow because they produce heavily and keep producing all summer. One plant can give you 50 to 100 tomatoes over a season. If you plant 10 seeds from one store-bought tomato, you could harvest 500 to 1,000 tomatoes. The return on investment is unmatched. Plus, homegrown tomatoes taste completely different from store-bought. They're sweeter, juicier, more flavorful because they're picked ripe instead of picked green and ripened artificially during shipping. Once you taste a real tomato, you'll understand why people grow them. This bonus tip matters because it shows you that free food isn't just about scraps. It's about understanding how plants reproduce and using that knowledge. Every fruit and vegetable contains the seeds for the next generation. You don't need to keep buying, you just need to pay attention and save what's already there. That mindset shift changes everything. You don't need a garden or a green thumb. You just need one vegetable scrap and a glass of water to start. Pick one idea from today and try it this week, imperfectly. That's how real self-sufficiency starts. It's not about doing everything right. It's about doing one small thing and seeing what happens. Most people never start because they think they need more knowledge, more space, more money, or more time. But the truth is, you already have everything you need. You're just throwing it away. This video is about stopping that cycle and realizing that abundance is already in your kitchen. You just have to see it differently. If you want more calm, practical ideas about living better for less, subscribe to Zero to Purpose. This channel is for people who want to live more intentionally without pressure, complexity, or wasted money. Every week I share ideas that help you save money, reduce waste, and build a life that feels more purposeful. Subscribing means these ideas show up for you automatically. You won't have to search. They'll just be there when you need them. Thanks for spending this time here. I'll see you in the next one.